Travel with me around the world on this international and informational food fact challenge. See how much you actually know about the foods you consume. There are 23 questions with roughly 8 seconds to respond. Do your best. Good luck! Where is the delicacy beef tartare most common? France. This dish is enjoyed in many European countries, but in France, beef tartare, also known as steak tartare, is a beloved dish that has been a staple of French cuisine for centuries. It is traditionally made from raw ground beef, mixed with herbs, spices, and a raw egg yolk. The dish is often served with French fries and a salad. Where are ants used as a regular ingredient in food preparation? Brazil. Given their diminutive size, ants are a wise, introductory insect for the uninitiated. They can be tucked into a host of dishes without the slightest detection, and in Brazil, ants are often incorporated into toppings, snacks, and gourmet dishes. They're so abundant, it may be difficult to find a menu on which they don't appear. The tiny insects are at their best when they are served deep-fried or sautéed. Where in the world is Spam most popular? Hawaii. Residents of the state of Hawaii have the highest per capita consumption in the U.S., bringing in sales of 7 million cans of Spam per year. Its perception there is very different from that on the mainland. Hawaiians sometimes call it Portuguese steak. Who invented mac and cheese? Italians. While it feels like a quintessentially American recipe, it should be no surprise that its origins trace back to the 14th century in Italy and medieval England. Today, the traditional macaroni and cheese is a casserole baked in the oven. However, it may be prepared in a saucepan atop the stove using a packaged mix. Who came up with the hot dog and when? Frankfurt am Main, Germany is traditionally credited with originating the Frankfurter. But the hot dog started in 1867 on Coney Island, New York, when Charles Feltman, a German immigrant and baker by trade, invented the first hot dog as a convenient way for beachgoers to enjoy Frankfurter sausages on a long sliced bun without the hassle of plates or silverware. Where is the spicy delicacy fried tarantula most commonly enjoyed? Cambodia. Street vendors offer piles of the oversized arachnids in open-air food stalls. They are bred underground before they make it to market, where they are fried with garlic, salt, sugar, and a host of spices, and roasted until their rotund bodies turn crimson red. More a meal than a snack, start by eating one leg at a time and saving the body for last. Who eats the most pasta? Italy. Of course, Italian cuisine is synonymous with pasta, and it's the heart of their culinary culture. From north to south, Italy boasts a vast array of pasta shapes and recipes. The average Italian consumes a whopping 23 kilograms of pasta annually, the highest per capita consumption in the world. Is Russian cuisine popular in the United States? New York City. The Russian Tea Room opened in 1927 by former members of the Russian Imperial Ballet as a cafe and chocolate store. They served Russian artists, mostly ballet dancers. Today, New York City hosts the largest Russian population in the Western Hemisphere, residing in Brighton Beach and Sheepshead Bay in Brooklyn. There are no Russian fast food chains dominant in America. Who consumes the most Mexican food? The United States. Outside of Mexico, the U.S. consumes the most Mexican food, followed by China, Japan, and Canada. 37.2 million people in the U.S. trace their ancestry to Mexico, making Mexican Americans the largest Hispanic origin group in the nation. Taco Bell is the largest Mexican fast food chain in the world. Who eats the most Marmite, and what exactly is it? The British. Marmite is a British savory food spread based on yeast extract, invented by the German scientist Justus von Liebig. It is made from byproducts of beer brewing and is produced by the British company Unilever. Marmite is a vegan source of B vitamins. In the 120 years since its invention, it's become a veritable cultural icon in Britain. They put it on everything. Where does the word satay come from, and where did it originate as it relates to food? Indonesia. Both Thailand and Malaysia claim it as their own, but its Southeast Asian origin was in Java, Indonesia. Satay was developed from the Indian kebab brought by the Muslim traders. Even India cannot claim its origin, as it was a legacy of Middle Eastern influence. This breakfast includes bacon or pork sausages, fried or scrambled eggs, fried or grilled tomatoes, fried mushrooms, black pudding, haggis, soda bread, potato scones, baked beans, toast, bubble and squeak, and fried bread. What is it called? Full English, full Scottish, full Irish, and full Welsh. There are many variations to each. The point is that it's huge. Gyoza is a tasty stuffed dumpling that originated in what country? China. Gyoza are a Japanese version of jiaozi. Gyoza are dumplings filled with ground meat and veggies, and wrapped in a thin dough. Also known as pot stickers. Gyoza originated in China, called jiaozi, but have become a very popular dish in Japan. Who eats the most caviar? France. France is the largest consumer market of caviar, followed by Germany and Spain. In 2005, the U.S. made it illegal to import beluga caviar and beluga sturgeon into the U.S. because of the animal's endangered status. However, caviar from beluga hybrid species is still for sale in the country. What foods are only consumed in Australia? Apparently, these are the nation's foods the rest of the world don't understand. Fairy bread, sausage sizzles, Vegemite, hot chips, and gravy, beetroot in burgers, Chico rolls, stick-jaw toffees, frog in a pond, musk sticks, and Golden Gay Times. What was the first pizza chain in America? And in what city? Shakey's Pizza Sacramento, California, founded in 1954, was the first franchise pizza chain in the U.S. and the Philippines. However, in 1905 Gennaro Lombardi crafted pizza in the United States using his baker's trade from Naples. He is credited with New York-style pizza and making Lombardi's the first pizzeria in the United States. When did sushi hit the American food scene? '60s. Sushi arrived in the U.S. in the late 1960s at Kawafuku Restaurant in Los Angeles' Little Tokyo. Some claim as early as 1950, but Kawafuku put the cuisine on the map, catering to Japanese businessmen and their American colleagues. What culture do we thank for the submarine sandwich? Italian Americans. Many theories and legends, but all link back to Italian shopkeepers in America and trace back to the late 19th century. When did sliders officially come to the food scene, and who introduced them? White Castle. The slider was first created at White Castle, a popular American fast food restaurant founded in Wichita, Kansas in 1921. They became famous for their cheap and greasy mini burgers, and the tradition continues to this day. In Europe, these delicious meat pies made of pork, beef, lamb, and fish were famous. In what movie were these meat pies made with human body parts? Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. What European country served up this tasty dish in newspaper? England. During the war years, due to paper rations, fish and chips were served in cones of yesterday's newspaper. In the 1980s, it was deemed unsafe for food to come in contact with newspaper ink. Have you tried Frico, Rappy Pie, Dulce, Quahogs, Solomon Gundy, Lunenburg pudding, Dulce, or Irish moss? No? Then you haven't been to Nova Scotia lately? Apparently these foods are exclusive to this area. The locals love them, but oddly, most are not common anywhere else. Go figure. What food is consumed all over the world and equally enjoyed on every continent? Rice. Rice is a food staple for more than 3.5 billion people around the world, particularly in Asia, Latin America, and parts of Africa. Rice has been cultivated in Asia for thousands of years. Scientists believe people first domesticated rice in India or Southeast Asia. Today, it is a common food source for just about everyone everywhere. Well, this was more an information excursion than a quiz. But there are more fun quizzes on this channel. Find one that suits your taste. If you like this video, play another, and don't forget to subscribe and share.